So, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to talk about sustainability in today's world. We have the pleasure, this is a webinar that has been organized by AJEPC, which I'm part of, and by Jean. We have the pleasure of having as speakers Xiao Jun Fan, Managing Director of Water Operations at Suez NWS, Calvin Tan, General Manager of Into Talent Zhuhai Environmental, Frederico Fernandes, CEO from Águas do Porto, and Luís Mangas Oliveira, CEO from First Reason. Moderating this conversation, it will be Alberto Carvalho Neto, which is our president, and at this time also president of JAN, and he is the CEO of BEWGPT, Portugal. So, Alberto.
Thanks, Carolina. So it's a pleasure to be here discussing this matter with so common friends. Like I was telling before, I already miss to be together with all of you. I hope that this year we're gonna participate in Macau exhibition, myself, that is supposed to be in August. And I would like to discuss here some matters about sustainability. And we know that we have a very good panel here with lots of know-how. And first of all, thank to all of you for your time. And I would like to start with Federico. You are the CEO of Water of Porto, that is the second biggest and largest city of Portugal. And I would like to know a little bit what are you doing, how Porto is managing the water, and I would like to ask for all of you 5 minutes, okay, for you to explain a little bit yourself. You can introduce yourself, and also if you want a little bit of your company. Then after that 5 minutes, we're gonna make a round. So first Federico, then Felix, then Calvin, then Luís, okay? And after that, we're gonna discuss here a little bit about the good practice, okay? So okay. Federico, please, can you introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone, at least on this side of the world. My name is Frederico Fernandes. I'm currently CEO of Águas do Porto. As Alberto said, Porto is the second biggest city in Portugal. First of all, allow me also to thank a thankful word to AJEPC and Jen for this invitation. It's an honor for us. Águas do Porto is an honor to be here talking a little bit about us and what we've been doing in terms of sustainability on recent years. So as I was saying, what makes us a little bit different from the general utility companies that like ourselves. We are responsible. First of all, I would say that Porto is a city that is completely surrounded by water. So we have to live with the presence of water everywhere, not only on our systems, but also we are completely surrounded either by other municipalities, but especially we have a wide riverfront on south, and on our east side, our east coast, we have also a very seafront where we have some of our beaches. That brings us to the second part that makes us a little bit different from everyone else. So not only I think there are even more utilities like ourselves that are currently managing all the urban water cycles. So this means that besides being responsible for the water supply in the city and sewage treatment and drainage, we are also responsible for all the drainage of storm waters that drop in city. Also, we are responsible for we are in charge for the assuring that all our streams, that are urban streams, our beaches have a blue flag on it. So in a very simplistic way, we are responsible for every drop of water in all different stages of water that arrive or leave the city. The third part, I would say that Porto being labeled a very touristic hotspot over the recent years, that what we have also been, we have to learn to do is to manage a very big floating population that every day arrives to Porto. So if we compare our inhabitants with all the people that arrive, that travel, that work in the city, we see that we have a big floating in terms of numbers, and we, as being in charge of all the systems of water, we have to assure that we can respond to this volatility of numbers and of. So I would say that in terms, in a very simplistic way, that makes us that's what we are. We are also responsible for the energy. I will talk a little bit of that later. We have been enlarged our scope of activity also to the energy. But I would say that in the 5 minutes that was gave, that sums up a little bit what we do and who we are here in the city.
Thank you, Federico. Felix, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for organizing this webinar. It's a very good opportunity to meet old friends and new friends. Me, myself, my name is Felix Fan. My Chinese name is rather difficult for you to pronounce, Fan Xiaojun. I'm right now the CEO of Suez Asia water operation, not Suez Asia. Suez Asia is my boss. So I'm in charge of all the water operations of Suez in mainland China. Right now, I'm managing roughly 40 operations in China. I used to work in Macau for nearly 20 years as the CEO of Macau Water. And this is, Macau is where I met Alberto. So we became friends. It's more than 10 years ago. It's quite long. Yeah, and then my background is mainly on the water side. So our business in China covers like drinking water, water supply, wastewater treatment, and a little bit solid waste. It's a construction waste recycling and reuse. It's a very small business somewhere in China. And also right now we do a little bit, we call it a smart water systems. So our business right here in China is pretty good. Even during the pandemic, I think that the economy in China is good. So the business here in China is still quite okay. I'm very busy right now, so I travel quite a lot. It's not like your guys trapped somewhere in Europe. In fact, I almost travel every day in China, to all the GVs. I came back last night because the weather here was very bad. So my flight was 5 hours late than scheduled. So I came home. In fact, it's early morning today. So it's yeah. So I travel a lot at this moment. Okay, that's all. It's also maybe I give you a little bit more background. I used to work with the IWA, International Water Association. So I was the board of director for 2 terms. So so I know a little bit the international business, international water business. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is an amazing profile that you have. I remember our first meeting. I think it was like 2009 or 2010 on Macau Water.
Yeah, exactly.
It was our first approach also for that market. And nowadays we see we are colleagues, even that we are working in the different companies. But it's amazing the way that the world look. Calvin, please.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for Mr. Felix and Mr. Albert to invite me to join this sharing. My name is Calvin Tian. I'm young, but what I'm doing is a family business. We are doing the city environmental management in Guangdong province, south of China. And actually, I'm in charging the technology side of the this environmental management system. So today I would like to share a project. What I'm doing now is waste management. The waste is from citizens. So what we are doing is in Foshan City, actually in China, 46 of cities need to build waste management and start the recycling program in the city. So we got this chance to build a waste management systems in Foshan. So what we're doing is the first step, we build a system to manage and recording and checking all the waste from the beginning to the end. So this is the chance of the China city. What they are going to do is they are building a smart city and digital cities. They want to managing the city like waste in this aspect into a system with digital, with numbers, everything record. And what they are doing is they want to analyze and do a system to build in the futures is how they are going to managing the environmental systems. So for my side is I'm in charging to build a system into application. In Foshan, we actually applied this system in recycling program in the living campus of citizens. We are applying this system in school as well, because this recycling project, we need to start from education. And secondly, we apply this system into the commercial unit. We apply in the restaurant, in the office building, such as. And so at the end, we got this informations. We got this information, I mean the digital information, like the waste producing by every day, or from which area, from whom actually we can recording from who produce this waste from their side. So at the end, this system will gather very large amounts of information into a pool to do analysis for the government. So now we got different aspect of the number of information. We are helping the government to apply into different situation and living area. From the beginning, we finished this step. Then now we are doing with the government is we are going to help the government to build a factory. Actually, we cannot say it's a factory. We can say it's a factory because they want to reduce and recycling all the like paper, plastic, and the metal kind of resources from the city. Then they want to build a campus like this type of factory to reduce the waste and reuse the resources. So this is what I'm doing in this sustainability projects in Foshan City. So in the futures, we would like to use this system into different industry, like the industrial industry in not only in the citizen side or not in the city. So this is what I'm doing now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Calvin. First of all, just for the people that later on will listen us, just 2 points. Mobility in China, okay, like Felix was saying, is very easy. You can have a breakfast in, for example, in Sichuan, then you go have a lunch in the Chongqing, and then you have a dinner in Shanghai by train, super fast trains. So the mobility in China is amazing. Not just the trains, but also the flights. Everyone in China, the mobility, the concept of business, everything is very, very fast, okay? Then about Guangdong, the province, like Calvin was saying, for us on European level, we are discussing and speaking here on a region that have more than 100 million people, okay? So just to understand the concept and idea comparing with our reality here in Europe. Please, Mangas, introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, good day to everyone. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Caroline. I want to share a little presentation, a few minutes, if it's possible. Carolina, I can't, can you help me?
It's share screen, that's it.
Yes, but say that I'm not unable to
Okay,
share.
now I think you are now. Can you
Yes,
please
yes,
try?
yes.
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, it's okay. You see the presentation? Yes, okay. My name is Luís Mangas Oliveira. I represent First Reason. We have headquarters here in Portugal. Portugal is a small country. We talk about 10 million consumers. Of course, we have an important number of tourists. That is so big important for our economy. But when we talk about Portugal, we talk also about European Union, a market of 415 consumers, 27 countries. And we talk also about the CPLP, the eight countries speakers of Portuguese language. There are more 213 million consumers. Our relationship Portugal-China is a strategic cooperation. Right now, we have three sectors more important: energy, digital economy, and health. And our time today, we speak about sustainability in the world. Sustainability is a complex. We can talk about circular economy. We can talk about design of things and food. We can talk about sustainability, energy research, green finance and business architecture. And we talk about people mobility, smart solutions. And of course, we talk about cooperation between people, companies, and countries. First Reason, what we do, what can you help? First Reason is a business consulting, first of all, but is also a provider of equipment and technology. We help some big companies to present near the Portuguese official entities. We develop business and partnerships. We identification of possible customers, suppliers, and of course, we are also in the investment aim in major in acquisitions. What is happen? Okay, 2-3 examples that was happened in Portugal. The first one, Lisbon Green Capital 2020. The last year, Portugal was the first South Europe capital to be awarded by Union European with this title of Green Capital, and for that, Lisbon are commitments about energy and climate change, mobility, green structure, water, and waste commitment. Another example, a new mega data center that supply 450 megawatts energy to the service and will be environment sustainable. It is expected to consist of a low cost from renewable source, wind, solar, and hydrogen in the future. Water cooling facilities in order to use ocean water to maintain the right temperatures for the servers. and with potential residual heat. Another example that was happened here in Portugal. A new solar energy park with 2.2 million double-sided solar modules, which is estimated to produce around 1.76 gigahertz by year, and will be the biggest project in the world of storage with technology Tesla. And we have also other initiatives important, like new public tenders for the solar energy parks license, a new obligation for municipalities regarding solid organic waste in a different way until now. And we have also a mandatory implement of sustainability plans in small, mid, and large companies. We are only one, and for this kind of things, we need a cooperation of all. And about that is to thank you, Alberto, and your team to do this and others webinars in the next months. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis. Now that we know a little bit more about all of you, about ourselves in AJEPC, I would like to say that we would like to get more interaction between China and Portuguese-speaking countries, companies, sharing ideas, sharing know-how, and also, of course, getting more investments from the both sides. Under John, I would like to say that we are trying to promote on European level for education that the education programs should get 1 week of entrepreneurs and 1 week about sustainability. So for educate and to get from the basic school till the grown-up persons to understand a little bit about what is sustainability, because we speak a lot about sustainability, but I think that even the population doesn't know yet what that means and how we can achieve that, even by the circular economy. Nowadays, so it's very important to achieve this on school, but also on the seminars like this one, where we are trying to give a little bit of message to the public and also to the people under our sector. Like Luis said, there will be a new laws now, and that new laws contemplate solutions, but also restrictions. And we need to think how to reuse and recycle the water, but also we need to think and focus how to solve the pollution situation. We have lots of problems, not just on landfills, but also on the water. So there is plastic all over on the rivers, but also on the oceans. We have a very huge situation that we need to solve. And we should use the technologies, and we should also to use the good know-how and try to make the sensibilization between the governments to attend that. So I would like to start with Felix. I would like to know what we can count under Suez for the solutions on a plastic, if you are doing something for fighting the plastic situation on the rivers and the oceans on China side.
Okay, let me turn on my mic. Okay, thank you very much. In Suez Asia, I'm not responsible for the plastic recycling, but I can definitely let you know a little bit our policy and technology. So later on, I may give you some references. So what Suez is doing right now here, not only in China, but also in Asia, for example. So basically, Suez view on China is quite clear. So mentioned it already, Suez is one of the environmental giants in the world, even though there's some maybe changes soon. But again, it still will be in the top companies, in this industry. So I think Suez hold 4 views on the Chinese on China basically. So why a lot of and like today in the world there's a politically there's still a lot of problems between China and the Western world politically, but I believe on the environmental issues, on economy, there is still a lot of room to cooperate. Everybody has to be cooperative. So this is, we have only one globe. We have to live together. That's for sure. So basically, I think Suez's view on China can be stipulated in the following 4 points. The first one is Suez see the economic power shift from the west to the east. So, but this is lots of figures, lots of report you can read. So, of course, some still say that China may not grow up, and some say China has a lot of difficulties. But a lot of reports and figures have shown that the economy of China right now is very strong. So I don't know, I'm not economist, but definitely China will be one of the economic power in this world. So if China will keep developing its economy, then there is opportunities for us, for the companies who are doing the environmental business. So you grow economy, you need a lot of things. You need water, you need resources. And then you will have some environmental problems. So, and then this give us opportunities. So this is the first view, and the second one is the growth. Even though China, the economy will still grow very fast, and there will be a lot of environmental problems to be solved or maybe to be generated. But one thing for sure is that China is pursuing, we call it a quality growth. So, they will not copy or continue the previous, the low quality economy in the previous years, consume a lot of resources like water, like a coal or fuel, So they will pursue the economy of quality. They will improve the efficiency, production efficiency. They will use less resources, but with the same production as now, or even higher. So this is the second view, the quality economy, quality growth. And the third one is the very strong mind or willingness to combat pollution. This, you may have seen it for the past, say, decades. Almost every year, the Chinese government issue new laws, regulations. Many years ago, they focus on water pollution, and later they do the wastewater treatment, and now it's on the air quality and also soil remediation, for example. And now I think last year the Chinese government made a promise, to by 2060, they will try to make carbon emission. We call it carbon neutrality. So what the carbon emitted will be same as the carbon absorbed. So to commit is a Chinese commitment to the sustainability. So what you mentioned just now is the sustainability. So in fact, I was a little bit surprised when you say still a lot of, even in Europe, still a lot of people still do not have a clear idea about sustainability. I think even today in China, it's probably the same situation. because I'm working with our French company. My colleagues, the French colleagues, I think they have a clear idea. I think French is a little bit ahead on this, so they are strong promoter of the climate change pact. So they are making a lot of effort. So this again, this is the third view of Suez on China, which is the strong willingness to tackle pollution. And the last one is the technology development in China. So even though many things in China are still not as good as the States or Europe, but in some technologies, China is quite okay right now. For example, the website, the usage, we have a lot of people. Everybody today has a mobile phone. They work on internet. So this is something we see as an opportunity for a company like us. So definitely we can promote some high tech or web-based business model in China, where we'll do exactly what Calvin presented just now. His small company is doing. So this is this technology progress offers quite good opportunities in China. So on the back on your topic, the plastics, Suez last year commissioned one plastic recycle plant. It's in production right now. I will give you the details later after this meeting. They use one kind of plastic to generate gasoline, and it's quite good. It's quite good. So it's a real demonstration right now in China. My colleagues is negotiating with a few Chinese local authorities, try to duplicate this kind of recycling technology in China right now. Yeah, so this is what I can say now. But later on, I give you a link so with more information. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Felix. Yeah, that's amazing on the way of the technologies going on. And also, just for example, to share a little bit under BWG, for example, on the plastic, what we are doing right now is with some partnerships, develop also some projects where we are collecting the rubbish and the plastic from the rivers and from the sea with small boats directly to taking out. And also we did some projects, for example, like bubbling on small rivers to put the plastic going up and then some nets to collect it. So it's the way that we are cleaning some rivers also in China side. And it's something that we are also trying to do in Europe. And later on, we hope to also to get this opportunity in other regions like in Africa. About China, is amazing. Like in 10 years, the mindset changed a lot. The awareness about sustainability, but also on the politics way. So China, that was a very big consumer and polluting a lot 15 years ago, then changed a lot, and also developed lots of technologies and ideas. So I can say that 10 years ago, when we started to go, for example, for exhibitions like myself in Macau, related with the green technologies and environment, on the very beginning was European companies with very good technologies and ways to work, a good scope of work, but nowadays is very well balanced. I can say even that in some cases, China companies are much more developed right now than Europe. So they make a very big jump. And also on technologies, we can have smart programs, technologies that are making a very big difference. So now a question for Federico. Federico, one of the main problems that we have on the water is the water losses. So the leakage. And the water efficiency. Can you tell us a little bit how you are managing that to solve these problems and to get the better efficiency there in Porto? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Our support has done. I've also prepared a small slide that I believe it can help showing what have been the results of our work on this. So some slides on sustainability. One of the, I'd say that I believe that everyone is seeing the, sorry.
Yes, no problem. I can see it.
So I believe this graphic shows a little bit of what has been our path in terms of water savings on non-revenue water. So Portugal by 2006 lost more water than the one it sold. So it was above 50% the water that we lost. So we've been doing a quite significant path over the past few years, especially what we've been doing, especially we are tackling. We've changed. First of all, we changed all of our systems. So the system that was once very heavily based on pumping, we've changed to a gravitical system. So the two maps of the city in 2006 and 2018 show the different areas where the water was pumped. So the red area. So what's been happening that we've been changing all the system with it. We've been managed also to lower the pressures, and we have a much more active control on the pressures on the network. And also I would say that besides the leakage that we've managed to drop significantly, we've also managed to decrease all the energy consumption that we previously had to in order to pump the water into the higher city areas. So I'd say that this was the first area of where we've tackled the non-revenue water. Also, what we've been doing is that we have a very active and engaged team on knowing what's been happening during the city at night. So during all night we know what's happening. We've also managed to on our DMAs. Sorry. We have increased all the DMAs in the city, so we have a very, I would say, almost microscopic network of the city in terms of knowing what's happening in each block of the city. Whenever we identify a potential loss, we managed to be immediately on the next morning. Knowing where is it and try to deal it as soon as we can. But also this has been the past where we're moving that we are bringing also nowadays a little bit of artificial intelligence to our work. So what we've been doing, this has been a pilot test that we've been conducting more recently, that we are trying to know what will be happening on the grid on the near future. So we tried to fill the system, an artificial intelligence system, with all the leakage that we have, with all the information that will happen on the past, and with the algorithm which we are trying now to predict the future. We have been managed to have quite encouraging results. Still a pilot test, but we've been managing to identify some of the most probable fragile points that have been happening and we also try to confirm that they are indeed a probable water losses spots on the future. But also we are open, and that's something that I've been also sharing and talking with Alberto, that I would say that this is a never-ending work. So all new technology we are open for. We are also knowing that there are quite good recent works in terms of satellite footage that also been helping utilities like us to also, besides this more groundwork and more intelligent work, also been helping utilities to have more information on higher ground. And but as I said, I think that this picture shows, and what's been more encouraging, that if we looked at all the money that we saved since 2006, it's close to 50 million euros, which for a company like ourselves, which, as I said, although we are the second biggest city in Portugal, when we are compared to all the bigger cities in Europe, and especially on China, we have no scale to them. But this amount of money is very important for us, because it's been able to, without increasing the water tariffs in the city, we've been deploying these savings into investment on our network, on our intelligence services, I have a couple of more slides here that have been showing what we have been doing on sustainability, but I don't want to take everyone's time. So Alberto, if you want, I can also talk a little bit about our power production and especially our energy projects, also on our wastewater treatment plants in more ahead.
Thank you, Federico. I will also
ask a
a few
question?
questions about. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I just
Please.
want like the revenue water today is about 17%, right? In total.
Yes, we've. I'm sorry that the map that didn't show the last 2 years. So 2019 was 17%. Again, we've increased a little bit last year in 2020, so it was 17.1. We lost less water, but we sold the water that we sold last year due to the pandemic situation decreased a lot. So in terms of on absolute terms, we lost less water, but in terms of the percentage, it increased a little bit but it's still around 17%.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So we here, for example, in Macau, we had the same problem. So we lost less water, but the percentage goes up a lot. Yeah. This is the calculation. So that our team has did a lot of research on that. So eventually we found this is why now we have a new idea how to promote the perception of the public to the concept of non-revenue water. So normally in the past we focus a lot on the percentage, but in fact it's the absolute number, the volume you gain or you lost. So that's even more important.
I absolutely agree. That's we've also had the same discussion around here, because it's kind of discouraging that that although we've been doing a good job, that it still depends a lot on something that we do not control, as the water cells. Exactly. So it's I completely agree. So I think there's another indicator also by the IWA that states the number of amount of water on cubic meters for which I believe it will be more used in the future. But still, I believe that nowadays the percentage is still the wider concept and the most acceptable one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Federico. I should say that the water sector is very sensitive, is also a very political sensitive subject. And I also would like to say that you on Águas do Porto, that is one of the best municipalities companies that are doing a very good job. But I also would like to phrase that under the private companies, of course, we developed also some projects to reduce that losses. Some of them is a ground team that we are working also during the night to try to check where is the losses, but also some satellite photos where we got most 98% of the losses under 6 meters. So it's something that also can help a lot to reduce that. We are doing also on BWG, and that helped us on our concessions, where we are working also on the water and wastewater treatment plants to reduce that. Also because of the system, most of the pipes are already very old. At least in Europe, some of the pipe situation is more than 20 to 40 years already. So it's the time to make some renovations. So I believe that is lots of technologies that we can handle that. But now I would like to jump to Calvin. Later on, I will go back to you again, Federico, to speak a little bit about the energy. And also because it's a very good work that you are doing there on solar energy, but also on the projects like biogas that we can try to also to check a little bit here, and with Felix, I think that we can match here some ideas. But Calvin, can you tell us a little bit about your work, and if on solid waste collection, if your side already doing the part of recycling, but also the reuse of the organic one to be a compost, for example?
Yes, I would like to introduce a little bit what we have done on the solid waste collection and management. So firstly, what we are doing, so we focus on the waste collection basically in very long time ago. We actually in the city, we haven't started the waste collection into different type like plastic, paper, like compost kind of things. We haven't, but in this year, 46 of the cities in China start this program. So what we are doing is we trying to in the how say in the beginning side is we do a lot of education, advertisement, and kind of activity in the living campus and school, restaurant. Try to start from the education as a beginning, and also we work with the common government to set up the recycling bins in different environmental sectors, like I mentioned, is in school, in factory, in the office, and even in a public environment in the street. So now they have a very well established the facilities in the city environment to help the citizen to separate the waste into different type of recycling, like paper, plastic, metal, and the compost, and from the restaurant as well. So doing the this is the beginning from the human side. And secondly, the government put a lot of resources into the collecting a machine, like the in China, as Mr. Felix said, that the technology and the machine factory, they build especially for the waste collections, like especially for the waste food from restaurant. So they have a specific car, I would say is a truck, to collect it without any spread or split in the street. So this is helping the environmental protections and the disease spread stop. So when they transfer kind of food from the restaurant, they loading to the machine into a factory. This factory, they're using the machine actually from China. They using some bacteria to make it into the compost in this way to deal with the waste food from the restaurant. And another side is from the paper, from the metal and plastic. They use still in a very traditional way is by a separation transportation by the car, by the truck kind of things, and they all collected to a small factory or landfill. They just put it there as a storage. Now the problem is doing this collection. The problem is the government or even people, they don't have a system to record, to manage and check these things in the collection way. So what we have done is we help to build a system to record and to tell all the information from the beginning to the end. So people are using mobile phone. So what they then do is using a mobile phone app to log in to the personal account. And what they can do, they do the recycling in front of a machine or facilities kind of things by intelligent machine. So what they need to do in the beginning, they need to separate into different type of weight. This is the first beginning. So they use a mobile phone, and this mobile phone connect with the machine. So what they need to do is they use the mobile phone to select what they are going to recycle. So for example, if they want to recycle the paper, they take on the click on the mobile phone paper, then the mobile phone will connect it with the machine, and the machine, the door will open. Then they throw it in. Then the machine will weigh the weight of the paper and record down the day, the time, and the total amount of the weight of that person have done the recycle. So this is the first beginning. They do the separation of the waste and use the technology system and the machine to helping this digital data to transfer into the server and the platform. We call it a smart city platform. And the government or our company have every person the data or what they have done on the recycling. So based on this recycling data, and we do a ranking. So the government or our company will see the result and the ranking as supporting that what we have done on the solid waste management and recycling. So this is the collection way we combine with the technology side. Every people is using the mobile phone, and we gone through the mobile phone with a machine to transfer all this data into a smart city management in terms of waste management. So this is the collection way in the technology side. So what I have mentioned is in another side is a very traditional. They use the normal truck or car to transfer. And at the end, last step is what we are going to do with the government. We are trying to build a factory to how to reuse kind of resources. So at the end, we can see how much of recycling things what we have done and what's the result, what's the resources we rebuild. This is in terms of the recycling products. For another side, we are going to build as well, or the government would like to build, is we reduce now the Chinese, a lot of cities going to rebuild their city. They're going to break down all the concrete and rebuild the city. So a lot of kind of concrete need to recycle use as well. So in terms of collection, this is also a very traditional way to collect as well. But what they're going to storage is the storage on landfill, and they use machine to break all the concrete into very small size of item. And this small size of concrete will, at the end, will go to a product like sands, like the bricks used for the road or for build a new house, kind of recycle things they are doing now. So so totally what I've said is we are doing as information transfer train from the user, from our citizens, from the beginning to the end. So we are doing now is to build up a technology and information as a bridge between the beginning side to the end side. So maybe in the future, the government will take it as a cost or take it as a tax or fee. Who produce the waste and who need to pay? So this would be what they are going to, because if you get all the data who produce the waste, then they can charge on you and they can reduce the waste on the waste management program. So this is maybe the future, we don't know. So as we talk about the carbon on all the world, Mr. Felix said about that. And as we know, the industrial carbon pollutions, they can exchange, or they can buy or sell. Maybe in the future, it would be in China, if the data or everything's, we call it network, we call it people to people or people to products, a kind of network connected. So we can see who produce it, who reduce it, and who plant a tree to reduce the carbon emission to the air. So it would be one of the trend or the system in the future that managing the carbon pollution from people, but not only just from factory or not only from country. So it would be one of the technology developed sides from the government. But from so far, what we have done not to that future. So what we just want to build a system to manage all the waste management in terms of collections. So this is what we have done. Actually, we not only put resources to build a system, we put resources to build our machine as well, because machine is a very important part in terms of the information transfer. Everyone have a mobile phone, but you need a machine to record all the information and transfer to a database. So this is what we have done in the waste or collection or management in terms of technology side and the we call it intelligent solutions in the waste management and waste collections. Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you, Calvin. I would like to say also that in Europe, we are taking care of that process. For us, is really important, the solid waste management. There are countries that where is already very well development, but also in Portugal, there are lots of good solutions that some municipalities are also attending, but also the private companies to solve these situations, and also, of course, to try to make a balance payment between the population and the system and the factories and the companies to try to manage all the situations. So I would like to make very fast questions for all of you. So Mangas, Luis, please, do you have any, at this moment, you are a consultancy company also, what do you feel about this approach between China companies and European companies? Do you see that is any match, possible matches, what you are feeling about the situation under this sector? There are a few opportunities to the companies from Europe side and the China side to work together?
Well, Alberto, we have a pandemic crisis and the economic crisis. It was difficult 2020 in this year, but in the future, I see some opportunities. I think will be consolidation in some sectors important for the interest of China companies and also Portuguese companies. I think will be a new mindset for the consumer in the next 2 years, and that is one opportunity to do well done and a different way. There are several funds, new funds in Europe, European funds, also big funds, green funds, and the green finance, the new architecture to do the business. And I think is an important moment. And I have some contacts from China. We start important approach to the market and the opportunities, and I think will be good years for the relationship between China, Portugal, and Africa and Brazil also.
Thank you, Luis. I believe that will be good opportunities between the companies from the different kind of solutions to match. Also, I'd like to tell all of you that this year on FIN, will be in Portugal between 25 to 26th of November. We expect to get important role on sustainability also, and I believe that will be a good place for us to also to share these projects and match the companies. That will be again in Porto, in the north of Portugal, and I think that will be an important step to be all together and presential to discuss the good technologies and also the opportunities. I would like to also make a very fast question to Felix and later on to Federico. Felix, you are someone that I respect. I know you on the water sector for many years, and you got first from Macau to Shenzhen to mainland China. So he's someone that understands from the micro to the macro. So the big, from the small situations to the resolution to the big ones. And something that we still need to work is the reuse of the water. So we still treat the water, but we just lost the water. We are not giving, in the most of the countries, most of the management places, is not giving the good use to the water that is get treated. So I would like to make you a question about that. What is your point of view on this reuse, and also about the energy? Because most of the wastewater treatment plants, they are not trying to get energy from all the process. So please try to answer me these two questions. Thank you.
Right. First of all, thank you very much. Indeed, we've been knowing each other for a long time. So it's a very, very good. Thank you for this friendship. The questions you ask are very, very good questions for the water industry. Not for only China, it's worldwide. So we purify or we treat wastewater, to generate, to remove the pollutants and generate a clean water. So, but unfortunately, today the treated water is not very well recycled or reused. Here in China, it's even worse. So recently, I participated a few seminars in China. In the water sector in China today, the hot topic is the CO2 emission, how the water industry can make CO2 emission neutral or energy neutral. Like lots of scholars, they are publishing articles, and the operators or investors are looking for solutions, or some of them have been already implemented. There is a few good references as well. First of all, for water recycling, in the coming 14th five-year master plan in China, the water recycling is a key. In the past, China has invested a lot in the infrastructures. They improve the treatment standards from a little bit lower standards to a higher standards to make the water treated cleaner, and also to make the treated water be recycled possible in the future. So this is a key area right now. Even today, I think a very well-known Chinese professor in a university in Beijing published an article saying that today China every year produced let's say 100 billion, I think, cubic meter wastewater, treated wastewater, but all of this volume, most of them are wasted. So now this professor his view is that all of this water should be recycled for agriculture, for irrigation. So this definitely this will be a hot topic in the future in China. And also, for example, I have a small wastewater treatment plant in Qingdao. It's a city to the eastern part of China, Shandong province. So the treated water is now being reused by a local stainless steel company. So definitely there is a great future for water recycling in China. So that's for sure. Another Chinese professor he has a very smart idea. In the northern part of China, winter time is very cold, so we need a heating system. But summertimes, we don't need this system. So this professor, for example, proposed to use this heating system to convey or transfer recycled water summertime. So then, you don't need, even in wintertime, you use this water for the heating system. So this is a very good, very smart idea. So because many cities, they don't have the recycling network. Water is complicated. That you have a drinking water system, the pipelines network, and you also have a wastewater collection system, but not a treated water recycling system. So if you want to reuse in the urban area of the treated wastewater, you need to have a new system. So this will involve a huge capex, a lot of investment. So, but this professors propose that why not we make use of the existing heating systems, to transfer, the recycled or treated wastewater. You see, it's a lot of new ideas at this moment. And for energy, in China particularly, that not many wastewater treatment plants have digesters, slot digester. But I think in the future that there might be more. With these digesters, the sludge will be used to generate methane, the gas. And then the gas can be used for boiler or whatever to generate energy. So we believe this will be this technology will be booming. That's for sure. So to recover the eco or bioenergy from the wastewater. And also there's another topic right now quite hot in China is someone is talking that to recycle the heat in the wastewater. For example, summer times the wastewater temperature of the wastewater is lower than the environment, so they can make use of this water to drive like air conditioning systems. And the winter time, the wastewater, the temperature is higher than the environment temperature, so then they can recycle the heat in the sewage, and in the heating system. So I believe in the next, in the coming, the 14th five-year master plan in China, a lot of these kinds of technology will be applied. Many references will be built. So for sure, there will be huge opportunities there. So I believe all the Western companies, if you have a proper technology, you have the money to invest, and you have the good system, smart ideas or equipment. Definitely, China, you can find the market there. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix. Yeah, is a huge opportunity to combine the synergies between the two sectors. I just would like to say, for example, in case of Singapore, Singapore is one of the places where they are taking care very, very carefully the circular economy. BWG developed a project, and the wastewater treatment plants that we are managing there are used to cooling the factories, the industries. So Singapore have lots of industries also, but also for the irrigation of the public gardens. So, and the wastewater management and the efficiency of that reuse is getting very, very high. So I hope that from China's side and the European side that we can take a look on the regions like Singapore to reuse that also. Federico, I would like to ask you a little bit about energy, then I will jump to Calvin. And if someone has some questions, let's try to finish that maximum in 9:20, okay? That is a very good speech. I think that we are very, very enthusiastic here with all these questions, but let's try to put a hand in 10 minutes, okay? Federico, please.
Okay, I'll do my best to make it quick. Now, I've just brought 4 projects on energy. I'll also believe that the slides can help to show, because it's easier being on webinar to have something on our back to show. So first of all, what have we done on the past? So we've on our headquarters. We've just become, I'd say, energy sufficient, at least on our summer months. So nowadays we have a photovoltaic power plant that helps us produce energy to, for now, at least for now, for ourselves, and also to our electric fleet. So we've changed. I'm also trying to change the slide here. So we've also changed all our vehicles to electrical ones. More than half of our vehicles are currently electrical, also some of them hybrid. But what we've managed also above the parking spaces, we've just enlarged the power plant. So the structure that you see over the vehicles on the photos are covered with photovoltaic panels. We have a 500 megawatt, 500 kilowatt production per year, which for ourselves and for our reality have just helped us a lot. We also managed to decrease the diesel consumption, decrease our CO emissions, and also on our savings. We have a return on investment on the power plant and on our fleet that is below the 3 years. So in less than 3 years, with all the investment will be paid. In terms, sorry, 3 years, no, 6 years, sorry. Also, and also to going to a little on what Felix just said, we are preparing a public tender. We've just finished the project. We're preparing the public tender now to a complete revolution to our two wastewater treatment plants that we have inside the city. So Porto has 2 wastewater. We manage our wastewater treatment plants. They are local, not regional. What we've been trying to do is to connect them between themselves, because one of them is difficult to invest. It's more, it's in a more sensitive area. We've on the other one, which is Freixo, we are planning to enlarge it to make it the main point of the circular economy on these 2 power plants. All the sludge that will be generated on Sobreiras, so the other plant, will be transferred to Freixo. When here we plan to make a complete valorization of the sludge through digestion. We are also aiming to a much more efficient process that will help us produce energy through biogas, methane and biogas. Also, on water reuse, our government has been trying to set some very, I would say, some very ambitious goals in terms of water reutilization. So what we also want to do here is to produce potable water, but at least on the first stage, aiming to the 20% water reuse. We've also identified all the parks, all the green areas around these plants where we can direct the treated water. So we've also been in partner with the environment company that treats all the garbage in the city, all the biological garbage will be transferred to our wastewater treatment plants to enrich the treatment and to help us produce more energy. So this will be a big challenge ahead for Águas do Porto. We have just, as I said, preparing the public tender and also we are waiting for the European funds that will surely be directed to this kind of projects over the next few years. And finally, just to give a quick glance of what we've just become. So we are now, I still use the term Águas do Porto, but we have just changed our designation to Águas e Energia do Porto. So we are water and energy utility. Nowadays, we are aiming also to all this production that will be done not by ourselves, but also by the municipality. We are aiming to expand all the electrical vehicle chargers inside the city. We'll be responsible to control the contract management that ADP has on the city. We are aiming to build and to certify and audit the building efficiency on the public buildings inside the city, and we'll be also in charge for all the public lighting to assure that is as efficient as it can be. So this, in some way, will be the strategic right arm of the municipality towards its energy goals, and knowing that the energy is surely probably one of the most important vectors in terms of a smart future city. What the municipality has decided to do is to enlarge our scope of activity, making us a dedicated also, and knowing also there's a strong connection between water and energy. The idea is not only for ourselves, but to the city, we can help them become more efficient also on this. So that sums up all these 4 projects. I won't take any more time, but of course I'll be open to any question that anyone might have.
Thank you, Federico. Calvin, please, can you share and later to put also some questions and try to finalize it, okay?
Thank you, Alberto. Please allow me to spend a few minutes to present the project, what we have done. So this much easier for us to understand our program. So let me. Okay. So this is actually is a PowerPoint to show to Macau government very soon that we present to them what we can do for the cities. So this is a very short introductions of us. Then basically, see, this is a collection, the recycle or the whole recycle system go through. At the beginning, this is a user, we call it the citizen. So they have the garbage, we call it waste, to log in the system of our app, and they can choose which item they are going to recycle. Then our cloud, our server, all the intelligent cloud platform will record all the data from the city. Then we use a special motorcycle or truck or car to transfer all the waste to the storage. We call it storage room, a very huge storage room. Then and the transport to the terminal processing factory as a recycle way steps. So this is the machine we use in the office to collect the recycled items and transfer into data. One of them. This is this one actually used in the countryside more oftenly, because the countryside village by village very far away. This is electricity motorcycle carrying bins were there, and as a collection way. And this way, this small truck we use to in a city in the schools and public area, and also in some exhibitions. And this is the app the site we present, such as they just like paper, they just paste an order, then our operator will receive an order, then this car will go to school or go to somewhere to pick up the item they paste the order. And this machine we use in the commercial units, like commercial center. This machine we use in commercial center record down everything they record down everything take away by the transport cars. And Yes, this cabinet, we call it intelligent collection cabinet. We put it in a living campus, So the citizen, they can use their mobile phone and gone through this machine, intelligent machine. They just want choose which item like paper, plastic, metal, which item they want to recycle. Then they just click that item. This machine will record down the day, the time, and the person, and the weight, and the category recycle item they're going to do. So like this is one of our products as well. Put it on the we install it in the street. So this is a very traditional bins for the recycling. And we have a small machine nearby, just next to the traditional bin. So like a small telephone. So people can operate this small machine to record down what they have recycled as well. So we have the yes, this one of the bin we buy from factory as well, but we put our ID identification card in the bin, so it can recognize which bin from which office, from where. So we have a system to manage all the bin as well. So this is the general idea of what we have done on the collection and recycle program, waste management. And like the user, if they place an order or do some recycle activity, they can have credits. That credit can buy products or buy service. So who support this is government. So government support this program. They pay for our service. Then we provide our service to the user, to our citizen. So they recycle, then our company to collect. Then all the data will go to our cloud, and the recycle item will go to a factory and for resources reuse and recycling program. Yeah, this is our statistic on the our waste management recycling. How many people have participated in, how much compose separate, and our system, we have a map as well. We can see where we put our intelligent machine, where we have our intelligent bins, and where we operating as well. So we have a ranking. We have a number of the recycling data and from whom. So this is just a very limited information of a system. Just show some limited information from there because it's a little bit commercial secret from there. So we can't show much of them. So yeah, this is a short presentation what we have done. Like this, I would like to show this PowerPoint much better. A film. Yeah, please allow me to. Yeah, this is a summary what we have done. Like in the living campus, we helping the government to running, operating the recycling program and the waste management program in the living campus. Yes, children is very interested in our machine and our program. They all would like to participate in our program. So we have intelligent bins here and machine. This is a ceremony that common in a living campus. So yeah, we organize a training course and training program for the property management team from real estate company or from the cities. Yeah, to educate the property management team how they are going to do or how they educate the citizens. Yes, sorry, just very fast. So slides what we have done. Yeah, we pay attention on the occasions. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, this is what we are doing from the school. Paper
It's amazing.
recycling.
You can keep the image.
Yes.
You can keep the image like that. I just want to tell you that professionally under BWG, I will contact you later because we got very interested in your presentation. In Portugal, BWG, we are also working on a solid waste management. So I would like some approach with you to see if we can make some kind of cooperation here in Europe.
Yes.
So it's already
Thank
good
you.
that you showed also the presentation and we got a very clear point of all the systems that you are doing, and it's very complete. Under John, I would like to say that we're going to focus on education programs. So on European Union, even now that is the Porto Social Summit right now happening now during the Portuguese presidency in Europe, our focus is to get 1 week in Europe on education. So for the basic schools to get the mindset and get the sustainability on the system. So it's really important to keep working on education programs. And under AJEPC, will be a pleasure to receive you all during FIN this year. We expect that finally we can be all together, okay? And we can combine synergies and mostly to make the business happening between all of us. We will send the questions. There are a few questions that the public also sent to us and send me some message. I will send that questions directly to each one of you, and I will try to match for the people that texted me with the programs, okay? So if it's not a problem, I would like to give the WeChat or the WhatsApp of each one later on directly to the questions and you can answer directly, okay? It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I learned a lot. It was amazing to share. Under AJEPC and John, we are doing monthly webinars, and this one was for sure a very important one. We shared a lot, and it's very good to know that is lots of good things happening, but we still need to improve. But of course, all together we can do it. So many thanks, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you all. Thanks.
Bye.